Well, folks, UNLV football finishes the 2025 regular season at 10-2, destroying the Reno, the Sparks Community College, the Elko School of Mines. Is it enough to play for a Mountain West Championship? Let's break it down. This is the Let's Run podcast. Folks, welcome to the show today. I am grateful to have you. Grateful to be coming to you after a win over easily UNLV's biggest rival is Reno University. Reno and UNLV are tied together. We're in the same state, and especially with the comments that Coach Jeff Chode made leading into this game about how, UNLV has every freaking advantage and it's not fair that we have to play them and all that whiny garbage. At the end of his press conference, Jeff Chode said, they're going to get the message. They'll get the message. And tonight, UNLV delivered that message loud and clear to the Reno football team. I wish we could have beaten them worse. Yeah, I totally agree. I think that you look at this game and UNLV had several chances, so many chances to dominate this game way more than we ended up dominating this game. 8 false start penalties. I think there were 3 on the same player, which is crazy, by the way. You had just so many mental mistakes. You had 2 Anthony Calandria picks. Really rough kind of stuff. And yet UNLV still won by 25. So, let me break down the game real quick, and then we'll kind of talk about the Mountain West Championship. I'm going to try and keep the breakdown of the game a little brief, just because the game's over. UNLV finishes 10-2. That is 3 straight 10-win seasons for a UNLV football program that was for 50 years. Without, there were a couple of good stretches, the Robinson stretch, obviously, the Randall Cunningham stretch. But, for most of the last 50 years, UNLV football has been one of the 10 or 5 worst programs in the country. And to flip that into 2 straight 10-win seasons, 3 straight seasons of over 9 wins, a possible, and at this point, I would say a very likely appearance in the Mountain West Championship game. Where that could be is still up in the air. And again, it's not a guarantee. I mean, there's still a chance that the computers don't like these results and we get left out. I mean, that's not completely impossible. But the turnaround and the evolution of UNLV into a football school has been something to behold, has been something remarkable. And so credit to Dan Mullen, credit to, even the guys that came before, your Barry Odoms, your Ricky Whites, your Jackson Woodards, the people that built this program over the last few years, Eric Harper, the athletic director, turning UNLV into a bona fide football school, one of the premier group of 5 brands in 3 years. And I think that's a fair way to characterize it. I think UNLV is one of the premier group of 5 brands now. We've got a little bit of a ways to go before we're, the group of 5 brand. That takes a long time to build that, but UNLV has established itself as one of the best group of 5 programs in the country. And so credit to UNLV and credit to a school that I attended that I never thought, growing up going to Sam Boys stadiums, that I never thought would be a good football school. And I picked UNLV to go 8-4 this year. We won some crazy games. I was wrong. They didn't go 8-4. They went 10-2. And just congrats, man. So going over the stats of the game, and again, I'll keep this stats part kind of brief just so we can kind of get to the more juicy stuff, the Mountain West Championship game. Just going over to the stats here. I think Anthony Calandria, he didn't have a great game, 270 yards, 15-22, 1 touchdown. He did have 2 interceptions. I think, I know that there's some Bryson Barnes stuff going on. Anthony Calandria is the Mountain West Offensive Player of the Year. He just is. UNLV finished higher than Utah State. They have a head-to-head victory over, between Anthony Calandria and Bryson Barnes. I don't think there's a credible argument you can make for anybody but Anthony Calandria, even if there are very good players that aren't Anthony Calandria that played in the conference. So didn't have a great game today. I don't know what his passer rating was, but wasn't great. But I did think he still made some awesome throws, and a couple of the picks I think were just UNLV trying to kind of sweep the leg a little bit of Reno, which I'm disappointed we couldn't beat them by a little bit more, but ultimately we beat them by enough, I believe. Shout outs to Jet Thomas today. Over 100 yard rushing game, 9.4 yards per carry, 4 touchdowns, 33-yard long. Jet was a machine, especially early on in the game. And it was nice to kind of see him kind of get his due in terms of touches. Still only 11 carries, but as UNLV was winning by so much and a possible Mountain West championship game on the line, I kind of get holding back his carries. I also want to shout out JoJo Earl, who had a pretty good game on 5 carries for 37 yards, kind of a gadget player. Jalen Glover, my apologies. Jalen Glover freaked out on the sideline, ripped off a Reno player's helmet, and then pushed Coach Mullen out of the way. That was kind of Bush League stuff. I hope Jalen, whatever. I'm not going to dog on him. I'm sure he's going to get plenty of criticism from the coaches, and maybe even the captains, the players on the team. Jaden Bradley had a rush for 15 yards. I mean, there were 7 different players that had good rushing attempts. Kevon Lee had 7 carries for 10 very hard-earned yards. In terms of the receiving, Jaden Bradley again is just wide receiver 1, 3 receptions for 71 yards. There's a lot of people that caught catches in this game. Trey O'Meara caught an awesome catch. Incredible grab. Dejon Reynolds, again, a very good weapon. Fun to see him kind of evolve as a player and become something. JoJo Earl, again, this was probably the best JoJo Earl game of the season. I also did equally like the Nick Elksnis game. I thought he was solid from the tight end position. Jet Thomas, 3 receptions, 24 yards, and Coy Moore did have the 1 catch as well. In terms of the UNLV, did recover 2 fumbles, Chief Borders and Bryce Edmondson. I thought Jake Pope and Marcel McDuffie were kind of the MVPs of the defense today. Jake Pope is a player that has faced a lot of criticism, and so full credits to him for kind of turning the season around. I actually, outside of the outside of the offsides, I thought UNLV's defensive line had a pretty good game. They were able to break through that Reno offensive line pretty easily. And likewise, I also thought the UNLV offensive line had a pretty good game. So in terms of the defense, I mean, it wasn't good enough. There's certainly things that have to be cleaned up, but overall, it comes out to a 25-point win, 42-17 over the University of Reno. Reno falls to 3-9 and 2-6 in the Mountain West. Reno was on a 2-game winning streak coming into this game. They were playing at home in a rivalry game. And certainly those 2 wins had made this a more respectable game. And now I guess we'll kind of get into the conference championship stuff. Let me read you guys' comments here. Master Rebel says Calandria is still player of the year, 3,000 passing yards, 30 total touchdowns. Could not agree more. Calandria should be the player of the year. Is that 30 years and 3 years with 2 games left? 30 wins in 3 years with 2 games left? Yes, it is. Again, we're not in the championship game yet, but I think we're in, but you never know until you know. So I feel confident the Rebels are probably in. Who they're playing, I really don't know, but I feel confident the Rebels are probably in, and hopefully they are. So yes, that is 30 wins in 3 years. Hoping we host. Yeah, I'll talk about that in just a sec. Lambo season, yes, everybody get out. As UNLV fans, of course, as Jeff Choate believes, we all ride around in Lamborghinis, whereas they ride around in trucks. Just a joke of a guy, man. Jeff Choate sucks so bad. There's some nice people that are Reno fans, and goodness, you guys have just a loser of a head coach who you cannot fire because you don't have the money to fire him. What's up, Chris? How's it going? Tomorrow we go from Lambo to waking up in a new Bugatti. There we go. Those false starts, though. Yep, absolutely. Glover isn't playing another down for UNLV, guaranteed. I think he's a talented player. He's gotten better as the season's gone along, but that drama on the sideline between him and Coach Mullen was not good. Really not good, Blurred. I totally agree with you. There were 3 on the same series. Wild. Yes, those false starts. Number 30, number 30 on the team, who is Blessing. Who's number 30? It's Blessing, right? No, it's not. Sorry, it's Tumisi Adele. He had 3 false starts. Offsides by himself. So pretty pathetic there. I really want it to be New Mexico and UNLV simply because it's a great way to say goodbye to the pack departures. Yeah, that's not impossible. New Mexico had a lot of ground to cover in the computer rankings to catch up with the other teams. And I guess I can explain kind of why the computer rankings were what they were to people, because I feel like, especially if you're a New Mexico fan, you're looking at these computer rankings and you're going, why are we being penalized so heavily? So I'll explain that to you, why New Mexico is where they have been, and we will check for the most recent. I'm kind of trying to let these computer rankings oftentimes will update automatically. So strength of record and KPI might both be updated tonight, and we're going to check those live on stream together. I would love New Mexico UNLV. That would be my favorite. I guess I would probably prefer actually San Diego State UNLV if I could pick a scenario, just because UNLV would host in that scenario all more than likely. No reason Glover should have gone back in the game. Yeah, I thought UNLV played a very good game. However, 8 false starts on the defense, unacceptable. I realize they're hyped, but every time Marino scored, the drive was extended. Yeah, I mean UNLV could have won this game 55-10. They really could have, and kind of disappointing that they didn't. This defense is something else. We definitely can't play like this in the Mountain West Chip. I agree. Yeah, it's time to. And this is another. Kevin Smith brings up a good point. Say UNLV is in the conference championship game. If an 8-5 Duke team wins the ACC, UNLV at 11-2 would be more than likely ranked ahead of Duke at 8-5. And so there is, if UNLV can win the Mountain West Championship at 11-2, there is a Hail Mary chance that the ACC is left out of the college football playoff altogether. And UNLV, if they were able, I believe UNLV is the only team that would even have an outside chance as a Mountain West champion to get in. But you better root for Duke in the ACC championship game if UNLV is able to win the Mountain West, first get in the Mountain West championship game and then win it. If Duke is able to win the ACC championship game over Virginia, anarchy could ensue and UNLV could find themselves in the college football playoff, which would be objectively hilarious, by the way. Their QB was very good. First interception was Mullen's fault. Everyone knew what he was doing. Yeah, I would say 10-2. Good to see you, Jordan. 10-2 back-to-back. Love all you do, Jason. Appreciate you too, brother. I don't want to go back to Boise, but we'll still be there. Let's see what happens. Yeah, so yeah, if I had to pick a game that I wouldn't want to play, it would be at Boise. Calandra is not the greatest quarterback in the cold, and Boise just kind of has our number. Now, obviously, if it's Boise, if we get in and it's us versus Boise, I'm not going to complain about that. It's a chance to kind of fix the problem and try and correct an issue and really a boogeyman that has been plaguing UNLV football for the last 2 years. So yeah, Boise would probably be my least favorite matchup if UNLV was able to get in, but I still would relish the opportunity to beat them. Lucky Dude says, F a mistake. He ripped a dude's helmet off. Yeah, I agree. He made a mistake. I mean, that's not good though. I'm going to scroll through some comments here, guys, because I'm seeing a bunch. If we didn't fall to New Mexico, we would be one step away from the college football playoff. Yes, that is also true. If UNLV had not lost at home to New Mexico, they'd be hosting the Mountain West Championship game with a chance to make the college football playoff. If you want to talk about what ifs, that was that New Mexico game. We had our chances to win, and New Mexico beat us. So whatever. I predicted 10-2, but legit never expected it. All right, guys, I got to go through some of these comments. Argument for Jet. Okay, I'm going to scroll through some comments here. If I skip your comments, I apologize. Glover was on the field on the last play. Crazy. Yeah, he shouldn't have been on the field again. All right, I'm going to go through some comments here, guys. Even credit Gunther. Yeah, this is another thing. UNLV's defense, I don't think it had a great night tonight. It had an okay night tonight. But the last 4 weeks of the season, starting back at that Colorado State game, UNLV really turned on the Jets defensively and became a much more sound team. And so credit to Paul Gunther, who I still do not want to be our defensive coordinator, but he certainly deserves credit for turning around the UNLV defense quite a bit. All right. We're going to go through. We have 2 good backs coming in the class. We can pick some up in the portal who's not going to cry when his head coach asks what wrong. Okay. I don't disagree, Lucky. This win tonight pushes us to tied for second most road wins since November 2022, 3 years to the date. Yeah, this is kind of an interesting thing is, if you wanted to make an argument that you would like UNLV to play in the conference championship game on the road, UNLV has actually been a better road team than a home team the last few years. I think teams play well in Allegiant Stadium. They come in, it's hyped. They're playing in an NFL stadium. And so, there's an argument to be made that it's better to play on the road than it is at home. I do not know if it's better to play in Boise, though, because Boise is a tough place to play. I've been there many times. Mullen can assemble talent, but needs a DC next year. That is hammer holds the kids. Yes, I totally agree. Boley, good to see you, Boley. I was hoping we put 100 on him. Still a good result. As a biased fan, we deserve to get in. Oh, I love Jet. I totally agree. Good to see you, Boley. One of my favorite content creators. Okay, Jet with a. Okay, we're gonna finish out these all off. UNLV football was a sleeping dog. Fun to see it awake and thriving. I totally agree. All right, no live on YouTube. Am I not live on YouTube? My mistake. I thought I was live on YouTube. Okay, so Um, let's talk about yes. Oh, and by the way, another comment here. I apologize. I'm skipping through them. Where is the comment about James Madison? UNLV also needs James Madison to lose the Sun Belt Championship game. That's why this is such a long shot. UNLV needs two bad teams to win conference championships. James Madison is very good, yes, and so if you wanted to have that Hail Mary prayer to make the college football playoff, you would also need James Madison to lose. And again, you would also need to get into the conference championship game. Um, yeah, shout out to Barry Odom at Purdue, who went 2-10 and could have just left UNLV this year for the Open Arkansas job. Just shout out to you, man. Brutal play by. But I mean, Dan Mullen's a very good coach. I loved Barry, but Barry Odom going to Purdue, not a great decision. Aztecs UNLV game at Allegiant, 45K easy. Yeah, you'd probably get a pretty good contingent of San Diego State fans. All right, so we're going to go over all of the scenarios. All right, I'm going to skip a whole bunch of Cam Williams, Jaden Fox. I'm going to skip a whole bunch of comments here. That cannon looks best in red. Absolutely. Hey, good to see you, Justin. I also got on the Jumbotron a lot. Good to see you, brother. I am the turkey hat guy, everyone. Good stuff. Good. I'm glad I'm live on YouTube. Hi, Jason. Let's go Rebels. Absolutely. All right. Bully in the house. All right. So let's talk about the computer rankings. Let's show you guys kind of what we're going to be looking at. The conference, I'm not 100% sure what time it's going to be released, but the conference will release the results. The conference will release the results of the computer rankings, and basically who will be in the conference championship game about 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. I think that is Pacific time. So I think the conference will release the results tomorrow at 9 a.m. and that will tell you that would tell you if UNLV is in the conference championship game. Now, UNLV currently, let's check on ESPN strength of record first. We'll do that first. So right now, the Mountain West uses 4 different computer rankings that pick who, as I've explained before, the Mountain West uses 4 different computer ranking, and the first one is strength of record. So this was updated yesterday. So we do not have the results from today baked into this, but currently this is one of them, UNLV strength of record. This was updated yesterday, and this was before San Diego State lost to New Mexico, before New Mexico beat San Diego State. Boise State's down here at 55. This is one of the metrics that the conference uses. Let's look at another one. This is another one that the conference uses. It's called KPI. So this will be updated in the morning. It was updated at 9:53 p.m. So this has been updated for tonight. So this is okay, guys. So everybody pay attention. This KPI is one of the 4 ranking systems that the conference uses to decide who is in the conference championship game. As of right now, we do not have the Connolly S&P Plus, another one of the metric systems that the conference uses, or the strength of records because they just haven't updated yet with the results of tonight's games. I don't think all the games have been finished, so we won't know those until tomorrow. But this one has. So let's see how everything has responded. Oh, I can feel my heart racing a little bit here. So KPI has, looks like it hasn't. Okay, so KPI has Boise State at 40, UNLV at 43. This hasn't updated. Okay, this actually hasn't updated on tonight. So because UNLV is not 9-2, they are 10-2. So apparently these actually haven't updated. Okay, yeah. So I suppose I thought that this was going to give us something. UNLV and Boise State are very similarly ranked in this one, and they have not updated yet. You can see New Mexico's at 45, San Diego State's at 47. So I apologize for hyping that all up, but that they did not update yet. But the teams are all very close together. Um, if UNLV and New Mexico finish in the top two of the computer rankings, and I believe, guys, I believe, and I can't say this with a surety. I can't say this 100%. I believe UNLV will be in the top two and be in the conference championship game. I believe that. I don't know that for sure. You will know tomorrow morning at around 9 a.m., I would say, here Pacific Standard Time. You're going to know. And I believe UNLV's in. I do. And I feel confident about that. But again, you never know. So UNLV is towards the top in all of the computer rankings that I can see. And 9 a.m. tomorrow, it's going to depict the top four teams, and then the top two are going to be selected. So say it's UNLV and New Mexico at the top two spots. Even if UNLV is ranked ahead of New Mexico, that game will be played in Albuquerque. If it is UNLV and Boise State at the top two, that game will be played in Boise, Idaho. And if it is UNLV and San Diego State, it will be because these teams didn't play each other, the highest ranked of the two teams will be selected as the host. And because they didn't play each other, that I think that would probably be UNLV. I think that UNLV is going to pass San Diego State in these computer metrics. And so, yeah, guys, I mean, crazy stuff. Really fun. I'm enjoying it. This is FPI. This is kind of similar to the Connolly S&P Plus. This has UNLV at 9-2, ranked higher than all the other teams. So I think UNLV is in. It's going to be what I would consider a photo finish between San Diego State and Boise State for that second spot. I would prefer it be San Diego State because I want to play at home. I want to have another home game to go to. But we will find out tomorrow morning. And tomorrow night, I'll do either a Twitter space or a live stream to kind of break down the game a little bit and talk to you guys. Whoa. I've never gotten a super chat before. Sorry. Whoa, where'd that come from? I got a super chat. That's the coolest thing of all time. I'm starstruck, Sergeant Morhew. I can't believe you gave me a super chat. I don't even know how to access that. I've never gotten one before. So thank you for that. He says, thank you for covering our beloved Rebels. I'm sure it's tough to manage the channel, work, a newborn, and life in general. Kudos. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that more than I can even say. Shout outs to you, man. You've been on my live streams a lot, so thank you so much. And so, guys, we're going to know tomorrow morning. It's either going to be, in my opinion, and this I could be wrong, it's either going to be UNLV versus San Diego State at Allegiant Stadium, or UNLV traveling once again to our boogeyman, the Boise State Broncos up in Idaho. I think Mountain West tweeted sometime tomorrow. Yes, it'll be tomorrow morning. You guys will be able to wake up to it. And so, yeah, I appreciate you, man. That's pretty awesome. So I don't know. I guess we'll see, guys. I guess we'll see. Let me know your thoughts. That's all we had to cover for the night. We do not have updated metrics as of right yet. Yes, our boogeyman is way too true. UNLV, guys, has lost to Boise State 4 times in the last 2 years, which is pretty crazy. Oh man, guys, you guys don't have to send me money. I appreciate it though. I mean, you guys don't have to send me money. I don't do this for money. So I do this because I love the Rebels. I love Las Vegas, and even though I'm imperfect in how I cover the team. Oh, okay, guys. Wow. Okay. Okay. I can't believe it. Okay. Thank you guys so much. You need a Let's Run Discord, bro. You know, we have a lot of Discords, but Mazel Tov on the new baby. This is from Craig. I appreciate that, man. My daughter Elaine, she's the beautiful little lady rebel that we love. Somebody called her Rebel Girl one time, and I was like, no, she's not Rebel Girl. There's only one Rebel Girl, and we do not, we don't talk about her very much. And I want to thank you, Chris, too. That's just great. Donate to the NIL, guys. I'm good, man. I'll buy you a beer next time I see you. I don't drink, Justin, as you know, but I appreciate that. I'll spend this on diapers, guys. I'll spend the money. Please, you don't have to send me any more. I'll spend this on diapers, guys. So I appreciate that. Oh, another one. Oh my goodness, guys. There's no need. Golly. I don't yeah, okay. I'm a little overwhelmed. Oh, come on, guys. Brandon. Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of blown away. I'm kind of blown away. Um, Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Vegas. We want that Discord, man. Well, I will see. That's like 5 super chats. Deal with it, Jason. Okay. Another one. Okay. All right. I feel like I gotta stop this. I gotta stop the stream so I stop getting super chats because I just I hope I want you guys to have money for your families. So, but I promise every dollar will go towards diapers and wipes. So guys, I'm gonna end it. Diapers for the house fans when they crap their pants tomorrow. The Boise fans, I think you're saying, yeah, the Boise fans. I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Oh, come on, Jordan. That's my, not Jordan too. You guys, you guys are you guys are killing me. Donate to keep Jet and Calandria instead. Yeah, give it to the NIL. Thank you, Jordan. I appreciate you guys. So guys, I'm gonna stop the stream there. I'm gonna stop the stream there. I don't need any more. I don't need any more donations. But I appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great night. You guys are the best, man. And I'm gonna talk to you tomorrow night. I'll be live tomorrow night. So, and yeah, I'm gonna still be talking about running mobile basketball. So, Glover out of the doghouse, so fun. Yeah, Glover might need bail because Hitman Dan's gonna. Yeah, maybe I'll give all this to the NIL fund. Actually, I just okay, guys. FUNR. Reno sucks. We're 10-2. We're a football school. This is the best. We have the best fan base. Jeff Choate does not understand that we are a working class fan base and that we are people that built this town, this city of Las Vegas. Jeff Choate will never understand that. So FUNR. UNR sucks. And I hope they know just how useless and worthless they actually are and whose state this actually is. Paint it red and let's run. Woo!